Under the lights in Las Vegas, breezy and 60 degrees at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. 8 different racing layouts here at this motorsports complex. Michael, as we look at the track description, how about this one?
Well, it's 1.5 miles in length, Vince. You can see the corners are more variable banking from 18 to 20 degrees. But I'm telling you, that wind is whipping down the back straightaway. Turn 3 could be a real challenge for these drivers tonight with all that wind pushing them in there.
And the race analysis
is brought to you by Camping World.
Hey, let me jump in on this. The Camping World race analysis. We've got 200 miles. Stage 1 and 2 are 30 laps each. And then the final stage, 74 laps. That's where things you can mix it up a little bit by taking different routes. With the fuel window being 50 to 55. Sometimes that can get even bigger with the way you're going to try to conserve fuel here at Vegas.
Take a look at our Victoria's Voice Foundation 200 starting lineup. And we mentioned earlier, Kyle Busch Motorsports 1, 2, 3 in qualifying earlier today with John Hunter and Kyle on the front row and Chandler Smith in row 2.
There's Ben Rhodes. Kurt feels really good about Ben's chances tonight. My pick's going to be in the next row, Ryan Preece, to go up there and have something to say about this Kyle Busch Motorsports domination in qualifying.
Pick. Got Zane Smith and Matt Crafton. Congratulations, 500 career starts. I've got Christian Eckes, Ty Majeski. You know, those Thor Sport guys are going to be strong.
As we run through our starting lineup, let's see if we can go on board with one of our racers. Hello, Todd Bodine. A couple old guys up here in the booth. Kurt Busch, Michael Waltrip. Do you copy?
I copy you. Yeah, I'm right there with you, the old guys.
Well, first of all, awesome that you're getting to do this year. I love your enthusiasm. What is going to be a success for you tonight? What is it going to do to make you smile like you did when you walked in the garage today?
Well, that's already happening. I'm having a blast. You know, realistically, Mikey, it's about running all the laps, you know. Yeah, we want to win the race. There's no doubt about that. But realistically, if we can get a good, solid top 10, boy, that would be fantastic. I mean, you know, we watch these truck racers every week, and these kids are good, man. And to be able to come out here and race these guys and get a top 10 would be fantastic.
Hey, Todd, this is Kurt Busch. Checking on your pit road speed. You doing good? We'll let you do your pit road speed, and we got an over-under on you for a top 10 and a free dinner. Let's go.
I appreciate it, Kurt. You've always been a big supporter, and I appreciate it. Yeah, I got to find my pit road sign. I had a hard time before.
All right, well, good luck, and get her done here, buddy.
22 series wins for Todd Bodine, 6th on the all-time list. Back downstairs, Josh Sims.
And for the 66 truck of Ty Majeski, speed is not the biggest concern. He was the fastest during practice, qualified 10th. Ty tells me it's all about experience. This is his first full-time season in the truck series and second race here at Vegas. The good thing, Thor Sport has been extremely strong here. In the fall last year, took home a 1, 2, 3, 4 finish, and he's in the same truck that Johnny Sauter finished 4th in. He says if they work together, he is confident he can make the right move at the right time. Regan?
Well, Josh, anytime that you come to the racetrack with Kyle Busch, you know you have a chance to win. I asked crew chief Marty Lindley about that added pressure if Kyle puts any on him, especially being at Las Vegas, his home track. He said the pressure doesn't come from Kyle. It comes from within the team, knowing that the expectations are if they don't win, it's been a failure of a night. He said it's not a foregone conclusion that they will win tonight. They've got to do a lot of things right, including on pit road. But if they do, they know their man Kyle Busch is going to have it up front at the end. Vince?
No doubt about that. And I'll tell you what, you know you got to beat Kyle when you see his name on the entry list, no matter what you're in, especially in the truck series. And one of his drivers going to have a pretty cool look for us tonight, Mike.
This just makes me happy, Vince. This is exactly what it feels like to be down on one of these race vehicles. You can see Chandler Smith with the Toyota onboard camera. We're on his visor, we're on his head, and we're looking right up at the front row. You can see John Hunter Nemechek in the Ford truck took the outside lane for this start. Be interesting to watch that all night long, Kurt, and see which lane prevails.
Yeah, you would hope that there'd be a little bit of teamwork going on, especially at the beginning of the race. But if I know everybody at KBM, it's more of that individual self towards the end. But they should definitely be working together early here to see how things settle in.
Well, they've got the front covered right now. 3 very, very fast trucks, obviously from qualifying, but more impressive was their long run speed in practice. Yes, I said practice. That's something we haven't done lately, and it was really fun to watch these guys get out there and the different plans to attack that short session.
And again, one of those guys that really his bread and butter is the 1.5 mile tracks. Matt Crafton making his 500th consecutive start in the series tonight, but this is on the 1.5 mile tracks he has not won on, but he has been, as you see, runner-up 3 times. He said earlier today this is one of his favorite racetracks. He's a guy from California, a lot of West Coast fans, and they love Matt Crafton, and it would be so special for him if he could win tonight. Now, we raced here twice last year, once in the spring. John Hunter Nemechek led 94 laps, outdoing Kyle Busch in a late race restart in the spring. And then in the fall, Christian Eckes got his first career win, led that Thor Sport 1, 2, 3, 4. The first time a team has ever taken the first 4 spots in the series history. So what about tonight? Who is it going to be? Will one of those drivers get it done again, or one of the others? 36 trucks in the field tonight. John Hunter Nemechek earned pole position earlier this afternoon in qualifying. He has chosen the outside line with the boss, Kyle Busch, the series all-time win leader, on the inside. We're racing in Las Vegas. Race number 2 of the season. It is green.
I'm pumped up for this, and we've got a bunch of guys already changing lanes, heading down into 1. Look at this, 3 wide, turn 1. There's no time to get these tires settled in. They're gassing it up right away.
How about that? Chandler Smith in the middle, Zane Smith on the outside, Ryan Preece on the bottom, 3 wide down the backstretch.
Veteran move there by Crafton, just didn't force it, give a little push to the 17 of Preece, trying to help him along, but this is truck racing, and from lap 1 to the end, they're going to be 3, I see 4 wide now. They're going to be all over this racetrack.
I see 5. I mean, this is like when you go to Walgreens and they go, I see 3. There's more people coming in wanting to get to the front than you can allow right now.
Nice and cool temperatures tonight. Speeds are up, but with that cooler temperature, the trucks have a tendency to be a little freer too.
They do. And then that's where you got to make sure your truck will still be balanced here at the beginning versus long run speed when you know you're going to end up on the tighter side of things.
Kyle Busch on the outside challenging for the lead. That's Nemechek on the bottom. Kyle on the outside of the 51, and Kyle Busch to the front.
Look at this Zane Smith guy coming from back. I mean, he's right in the mix using the outside lane. And that's the preferred lane here once you start settling in with the draft and the handling.
And you could see there, by the way, Nemechek quickly moved up when he got that shot. But the 99, Ben Rhodes says, I don't care if you go high, I'll go low. We're going to go where they're not.
Kurt, you mentioned the draft. How much draft do you feel on this track?
You get a tremendous amount because the air here in Vegas is much thinner. Uh-oh, we got somebody just...
Man, that'll get your attention, won't it? Lap 2, and you're about side slapping the wall with your truck.
No, that's freezing. He's a dirt guy. He's used to that.
He liked all that dust flowing up from behind him, huh?
But yeah, with the draft here in Vegas, it's really unique because the air is so thin. The corrected altitude here for the engine tuners is close to 4,000 feet. Why do I say that? Well, the engines are starved for power, and the bodies don't quite create the downforce like a normal 1.5 miles.
I thought it was just my vehicle that did that all these years. There's actually a scientific reason why I couldn't get it to stick.
Yeah, that and maybe spending too much time on the strip. No, I'm just kidding. Now the air is thinner up here. It's not Denver altitude, but it's definitely higher and thinner, and it's just dry desert air.
There's that beautiful view from Chandler Smith's visor cam. You see him closing right in on the back, going low.
That's his teammate John Hunter Nemechek in front of him.
Yeah, this is a great look. You always try to find clean air in the corners and then draft down the straightaway. It's a delicate balance.
Chandler Smith running 5th.
And you can see right there, Vince, like Kurt said, Chandler just said, well, if you're going to go low, I'm going to go high. Put a little bit of air on my nose and see if I can take advantage of it with a big run off the corner. And it looked like it did gain him some ground as you see him zeroing in on John Hunter in the 4 truck.
Yeah, and 3 and 4 is a bit more of low groove is the place to be. But 1 and 2, there's options because of the bumps in the racetrack.
Well, and I talked about the wind blowing straight down the back straightaway. Explain to our viewers what that does to you as a driver when you know you've got that huge push.
So the huge push is a tailwind, and you'll get to the corner way quicker with less downforce. Then down the front straightaway, you have a headwind, and you have downforce when you get into turn 1, but you approach the corner much slower. So you got to continue to evolve with your setup and use that wind to your advantage.
How about the 42 of Carson Hocevar has gotten past Chandler Smith and is now putting the pressure on John Hunter Nemechek for 4th.
Yeah, Hocevar with a great start to this race. He's a win waiting to happen. Such a great rookie season last year. Such a good young racer. Gets in sprint cars, midgets, 3/4. It doesn't matter. Late models on the short tracks, he can get it done. And wow, this is the most speed we've seen from him early in an event. He usually just gets better lap after lap.
Yeah, Hocevar just 19 years old, having to hang on to it. Wow, side by side early at Vegas. The Victoria's Voice Foundation 200, presented by Westgate Resorts. Lap 13 here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Change for the lead as Zane Smith has gone around Kyle Busch. In fact, Kyle got a handful of his car, of his truck, and he slipped all the way back to 4th.
Yeah, it just looks like Vince, he's losing the nose. Watch this move here. A great move by Zane Smith to get to the bottom and then to be able to carry the speed on the bottom of the corner, Kurt. And as they exit the corner, he just gets far enough ahead of Kyle. And when he moves up, watch this. Right dramatically, whoop, Kyle had to lift to keep from getting into the wall. And here comes Ben Rhodes.
Yeah, the aero side of these trucks, very similar to the Cup cars. You lose the nose. And then this is turn 4 a few laps later, how he's just trying to hustle and keep pace with these guys, and he can't. He's overdriving the 51 truck right now, but hey, he's the boss. He can overdrive his own stuff.
And look what's coming in to the front. Chandler Smith, his teammate, one of his drivers, got around Kyle, and now he's closed right in on the lead duo.
So it's 1, 2, 3, and then a space back to Kyle Busch in 4th. Radio from the 51 of Kyle.
What happened right there, Derek? He tried to run the middle of the track, got loose, it looked like. A little bit tight with the front, a little bit loose with the back. That was loose right there, loose moment.
All right, I know exactly what that is. I mean, it's a hereditary Busch issue at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. The front won't turn and the rear won't stick. Maybe it's the lack of downforce that I was talking about.
Well, you know what I love, though? He very calmly described everything that he was faced with, so that's very helpful for the team. They've got all the information they need as Chandler Smith makes a move off turn 2.
He's trying to clear him, and yes, I agree with you, Mikey. Kyle's trying to help them dissect the truck and make changes for later in the race. But right now, we're looking at these boys getting racy through 3 and 4.
That's for second. Chandler Smith on the bottom. The black and red 18. Ben Rhodes, the defending series champion in the 99. And there's a problem for Blaine Perkins in the 9 truck.
A little left rear tire rub.
Oh, somebody got into the back of him pretty hard.
I think I would pit. That's a lot of smoke.
Pit now, buddy.
That's a caution waiting to happen otherwise, but we'll see. Back to the battle for second.
I love it. Rhodes is not giving an inch, neither is Chandler. I mean, and then you get Kyle getting back in the mix because 2 trucks side by side creates such a huge draft.
That draft will be really beneficial to Chandler as he gets toward turn 1 in clearing Ben Rhodes.
Right behind them in that white truck is
Shut the
Carson
door on him.
Hocevar. Started 12th, Hocevar already up to 5th.
And here comes Tanner Gray in the 15 truck. He's got a good run going early. Man, I love seeing all these new faces up front.
How about Tanner Gray? Had that 4th place finish at Daytona. His 6th career top 5. There you see him in that 15, the black and red 15.
My buddy Jerry Baxter, crew chiefing over there for Tanner Gray. And obviously they've gotten off to a great start. Their relationship really finishing each other's sentences and getting all the adjustment that Tanner needs, and around he goes. Up.
I like Tanner. I mean, when you're a straight liner growing up as a kid racing drag cars, it takes a while to get your feet under yourself on the roundy round. So that's the slang. It's the straight liners versus the roundy round guys. Gray is becoming more of a roundy round kid, and he's doing good to apply all this knowledge now.
Yeah, avoiding the lap traffic now as those 3, Hocevar, Gray, and Rhodes, 4th, 5th, and 6th.
I'm a big fan of Carson Hocevar because he's the only person in the garage area that's taller than me. I mean, that kid, and he fit into a midget and ran the Chili Bowl. I said, how did you do that?
Yeah, he must have had his knees up by his chin.
He said his legs did go numb while doing it, but what a versatile young racer he is, and what a talent he is.
There he is, 19 years old, from Portage, Michigan. Hocevar running 4th. Well, we showed you Blaine Perkins and the problem that he had with the heavy rub. Take a look at it. Ultimately, Lawless Allen and that 45 got into him. Coming up next week, March 9th through the 12th, it's the Big East Tournament tipping off on Fox and FS1. Who's going to rise up and take the crown at the world's most famous arena, Madison Square Garden? Catch all the action on Fox, FS1, and the Fox Sports app. The Big East Tournament next week. Under caution because of the 9 of Blaine Perkins. Remember, we told you he had that big tire rub. Said it was going to be a caution. If he didn't, Mike said, I'd pit. He said, if you don't, it's going to be a caution. And it was.
I have a radio right in front of me, Vince. I just talked to Todd Bodine on it. I wanted to call Blaine up and say, pit, you're not going to make it. Pretty lucky where it blew out, though, Kurt. It could have been much worse.
True, but it was that told you so moment. But wow, look at this. We got a full pit road of action.
Let's go downstairs to Regan.
Well, Kyle Busch in the 51 truck, a little bit of debate if they wanted to pit or go ahead and get some points. Ultimately did what the leaders did, decided to pit. You heard him say that right front just needs to turn a little bit better, and he needs right rear grip, so a double adjustment for those guys. The 17 of Ryan Preece, the truck is good. He was just too easy on the initial restart. Likes where it's at right now, though. Josh?
Speaking of liking where they're at, Zane Smith likes where his truck is at. He said it's balanced everywhere. They're coming in to pit right now. He started to fade a little bit towards the end as he gets tires and fuel.
Pretty straightforward in the sense that you're going to pit at the end of stage 1, and we're close enough to the end of stage 1 here.
That's the stop here. They moved it ahead because they don't want to lose that track position. Although a couple of trucks, Chandler Smith stayed out, so there are varying strategies, but I like this pit stop, Kurt.
Yeah, the stage actually goes to lap 30, but close enough to the end of stage 1 here with this caution, so several teams taking advantage of it. Welcome back, Camping World Truck Series Racing from Las Vegas here on FS1, presented by Blue Emu. A couple of penalties during that round of pit stops. The 52 of Stuart Friesen, uncontrolled tire, and his teammate, the 62 of Todd Bodine, speeding on pit road. I'm going to blame that on you two because you were talking to him on the radio and he was trying to test his
I feel
pit lane
bad
speed.
now. I feel bad.
Well, he needs to get a little more experience under his belt, pass some more trucks. Heck, last week Kirk passed 130-some cars on a cup race. I think Todd can overcome this.
Oh my goodness. I feel now I'm going to have to buy him dinner if he was speeding on pit road. But yes, this radio that we were listening to during the break between the 99 and 18, everybody's got to listen into all this. Go ahead.
You deliver a message, you deliver it now. Tell that if he does that again like he did last year, he's going to be firewall deep.
Why the hell is Ben Rhodes flicking me off?
When we cleared him off of turn 2, he got a little run back to you when I told you to use it. That's why.
Down on my door 3 times. What do you expect stage 1? You're going to drive me like that. It's going to happen back.
So Ben Rhodes and Chandler Smith, a little difference of opinion on the way things are going, and now they restart next to one
Let's
another.
just line them up side by side and see what happens.
That's how it usually works. You better pull the belts tight, boys, if you're going to battle this hard right here in stage 1. But let's see what you got.
Well, there's something at stake here. Coming to the end of stage 1, 3 laps to go. Who's going to win stage 1?
Look at that, off the track. Oh, there's a crash.
The 91 of Colby Howard has gone around, still green. Now the caution has come out. And there's the damage to Colby Howard in that 91 truck. He had some help.
One of the trucks that stayed out on those older tires, Vince. Jack Wood as well. And Howard just got turned. I don't know exactly how that came together.
Well, there's the 61, and that's Chase Purdy. Some pretty significant rear end damage. Now 4 trucks stayed out during that round, as you see Haley Deegan with some right front damage. Ben Rhodes, Chandler Smith, Jack Wood, and Colby Howard all stayed out, and Wood and Howard had some contact, and
that's a shame for Haley. She had a solid start to this race, and I think I not only see fender damage, but that tire's towed out somewhat. There's Chase Purdy and his Bama Buggies Toyota. He's going to need some help.
Yeah, and this may have showed us how important tires are, where 8 out of the top 10 pitted and only 2 of the competitive trucks stayed out to work their way up there for the stage points. So, I mean, there's long term trying to get the stage points, and then there's the short term of now track position. But when you pit and you're back there behind guys with old tires, that's when this collateral and shrapnel goes everywhere.
But you got to call it a success, Vince, for Ben Rhodes and Chandler Smith. They're going to get 1-2 in the stage, get those points. Let's see who started this mess. Howard was on the front row.
Yeah, it looked like Kyle went to the outside. Zane Smith is going to plug it in 5 wide. That is tough to do.
Yep.
Yeah, there's one room there. There's going to be some damage to that Zane Smith truck for sure. And there's Haley sliding in there and just clipping the 61 truck of Purdy.
Restarts here are so tough. Cup cars, Xfinity, 5 wide. There's no way a spotter can help you at that point. And that's where Zane kind of knew he was in a bad spot. And he's like, man, I got to get out of here. I got to get away from the 91. And there just wasn't enough room.
Tires make a huge difference, and wouldn't have seen those 4 stay out if we weren't so close to the end of that first stage. But
yeah,
there's the difference in speed between that you just saw right there on that restart. And the restarts are crazy here anyway.
Yep. Yeah, and so let's ride along with Todd, see what he sees through this.
Here, crashing, check up.
And that was a pretty clean escape there. It's nice and get low and get out of the way.
That was a blessing there. Okay, bud.
Yeah, I think you saved him, Kurt. That speeding penalty put him in the back, out of harm's way. Good job.
Okay, maybe I don't have to buy him dinner now.
Look at the damage. I talked about the 38. That was a mistake. You can't make that mistake with the closing speed, and your spotter has to tell you there's old tires ahead, and he just got himself in a bind, and now he's got big problems.
Should we get on the radio to him?
That is tough for Zane Smith, who's, I think, one of the race favorites tonight. And Haley Deegan's got some pretty significant damage on pit road. There's a look at that Zane Smith trouble again.
I believe I'd pit right now. They're outside the top. Well, they're 10th. I guess they could stick around and get 1 stage point, but I want to fix my fender, don't you, Kurt?
For sure. So they'll just grab this stage point and then come on in and work on things. But yeah, this place is so tough. I mean, all the 1.5 miles that have these big, round, sweeping front straightaways. I'm going to talk like Kansas has this type of restart action. Vegas, of course. And then just the way the Chicagoland used to race this way, you have so many lanes and so many options that way, as a driver, it's hard to keep track.
Here comes Ben Rhodes across under yellow, getting the green and white checkers, so he will win stage 1. And this is why we are under caution. It looks like Colby Howard just didn't get rolling. And Zane Smith got into the back end of him and started the melee. Back at Las Vegas, stage 1 complete. Ben Rhodes, the defending series champion, the winner of stage 1 as it finished under caution following that accident involving
picked tonight.
Yeah, involving several trucks. Zane Smith, Colby Howard.
Matt Crafton got some damage too, Vince, as did Zane, as you said. Big damage.
Your stage 1 winner. Ben Rhodes, no sponsor this week. Running up front, the defending series champion. Great opportunity for somebody to get on a truck that makes a lot of TV time.
Yeah, we're big Ben Rhodes fans, especially of his post-race interview at Phoenix when he won the championship.
That's celebrated like a champion, didn't he?
That's
like
good,
a champ.
That's good TV right there.
Championship effort.
Zane Smith, the runner-up in the championship each of the last 2 years, and hoping that this is the year he gets that championship. Got off to a tough start tonight. Hey, tomorrow the Vegas lights get a little brighter. The future stars of NASCAR battling it out in the Xfinity Series. Coverage begins 3:30 Eastern tomorrow afternoon, FS1 and the Fox Sports app. AJ Allmendinger, a great qualifying effort today, put it on the pole. Back to Zane Smith, the 38 truck in the radio.
Sorry, I don't even know how that happened. Looked like Kyle hooked him and then just came shooting across my nose. All good, man. We're just rebounding right here.
A lot of times when you're 3 and 4 wide down into the corner like that, Kurt, you don't know what happened. You just see a truck that seemingly comes out of nowhere. It looked different to us on the replays. Very tight racing, though.
Oh, when you're driving and you're making those lane changes and those decisions, on a restart, you're still trying to hit your shift marks. You're checking your mirror. You're looking up ahead. And then when it's 5 lanes of traffic and even the apron, you can go to 6 lanes. You forget, and the spotter cannot really help you digest which lane you're going to end up in because somebody else just made a move and put you in another spot.
Regan.
Well, Jack Wood in the 24 truck, a very good first stage for him. This team is one of those that chose to stay out, tried to get the points. It worked out well for them. They were afraid they would have been in that wreck had they not. His truck, a number 6 loose on the scale. That means it's a very loose truck. Josh?
Well, Ben Rhodes in the 99 said he's just a little bit too tight. He wants to get freed up before they head back out there. Chandler Smith says he feels like he might be a little free as well in dirty air, but he said if he gets in clean air, nobody can touch him in this race.
Well, he's
A lot of race left.
Yeah, but he's proven he's got a really fast truck. I wouldn't argue that point. Nice stop by Ben Rhodes' team. They're off pit road first.
That and with Chandler Smith, it's going to be a while to get that clean air back.
Hey, it's not an easy job. This pit row, hey. Put it out. Camping World Truck Series racing from Las Vegas on a beautiful night in Nevada here on FS1. Ben Rhodes gets those 10 points plus the playoff point for winning stage 1. Quite a battle between he and Chandler Smith and some little back and forth on the radio between the two, so we'll keep an eye on that confrontation as the night progresses. How about that restart though that led to the caution?
I'd love to help on the telestrator because there's just so much going on with checking your mirror, shifting gears, and if you can freeze it right there. We didn't see this before on where Kyle hit the 91 truck, but there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lanes of traffic. That is why Zane Smith was going to shoot here, and that's why it didn't work out. There's so much action going on. What do you think, Mikey?
I think you nailed it, but you see that little bump. They just jammed everybody up.
And then Crafton was going to come up and close that hole that was there in the beginning and then was not. And that's where Crafton ended up with damage.
I got to tell you, your telestrating skills are coming to life. I mean, you've really started to nail your game.
You got to have enough trucks wreck to make the telestrator look good. And I don't want to encourage that to happen too often.
Well, we saw a lot of repairs to the truck of Zane Smith. See if he can rebound. There's the Onion. He's up to 14th, cracking the top 15 for the first time today. And this will be a great shot. Everything Kurt just talked about on the restart, Chandler Smith's going to have to live it.
It'll be Tanner Gray and Carson Hocevar at the front of the field.
That's been two really fast trucks, Vince. They were able to hang right with the leaders. So Kyle and John Hunter in row 2 will have their hands full.
And so they've extended it one more lap. And so that just shortens this stage 2 up to be even shorter. More of a smash and grab, got to go get your points now type of field. So this could be an interesting stage here for some of the guys.
You know, as short as this stage is, we'll have to look forward to the stage break and see if some of these guys don't just stay out. They can make that next stage in one stop, so they might just keep that track position and then make their pit stop later.
Regan?
Well, Vince, these restarts have been crazy already, as you guys have been talking about and noting. To make it even a little bit trickier for Derek Kraus, some radio troubles with that truck, having a very difficult time hearing his team right now. So keep an eye out on that. Nothing worse than when you can't hear your spotter tell you if you're clear or not in these races.
Boy, especially under the circumstances that we have here in Las Vegas when they're 5 and 6 wide, as Kurt so aptly telestrated.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, as a race car driver, you got to be careful how you say I can't hear my crew, because they'll black flag you. So I'm having trouble hearing y'all. You sort of fudge it a little bit there to make sure that you keep racing.
Yep, put one word in front of the other. Yeah, let's straighten that out. All right, let's get back to green here. Come on.
And we are getting ready. The 42 of Carson Hocevar on the inside. The 15 is Tanner Gray, who will restart on the outside as we're in the early laps here of stage 2. And in row 2, it's Ty Majeski and the 51 of Kyle Busch. Row 3, Derek Kraus in the 19 and John Hunter Nemechek in the 4.
Watch for some big pushes. That's how you get an advantage on the restart, is a push from behind. Nobody better at that than Kyle, and he's right on Tanner Gray.
It will be madness with this restart, 5 and 6 wide as they make their way toward turn 1.
Yeah, slightly more civilized on this one.
Give it a minute.
Is he going to get there? Is he going to get there? Woo!
Wow.
Tanner Gray put up a huge block on Kyle. That was great.
John Hunter Nemechek trying to come up the middle.
No.
Not going to work. Oh, Nemechek, there was a little bit of contact there with the 4 truck.
Look at that.
Inside, fairly clear low. Clear low.
Majeski, the 66, drops down in front of the 98 of Eckes.
We'll have to keep an eye on that left rear tire of the 4 truck of John Hunter Nemechek. Took a pretty good little bump into it.
On board with Todd Bodine.
Are you still good with those more civilized, Kurt?
No, you called it just right, and now we're on board with Todd. I mean, there are trucks everywhere. This is where the drivers have the toughest job, and that's finding the clean air and keeping your momentum up and finding the draft down the straightaways.
Ben Rhodes in that gray 99, running 7th. That's Stuart Friesen just ahead of him in the 52.
How cool is it calling Carson Hocevar and Tanner Gray driving away from Kyle Busch? This guy is the king of the truck series, but we've got young racers that are coming here and making a statement.
John Hunter Nemechek now making a move on the boss for 3rd.
Yeah, that's that left rear I was talking about.
Yeah, when the Goodyear letters are taken off, whew, that thing got rubbed pretty hard, Mike.
Kyle coming back on the outside for position. Kyle Busch 3rd. Tanner Gray just ahead of him in 2nd. Kyle looking to make that move on the outside.
He's going to make it too. Wow. What a run. You know, when you have a driver with the talent and the experience that Kyle Busch has, anytime he can come to pit road and suggest an adjustment that'll make his truck better, he's going to be faster after that.
It's usually going to benefit it in the positive direction.
How about this? This is the Truck Series. 19-year-old Carson Hocevar in the lead, being chased by the all-time wins leader, Kyle Busch,
who isn't yet to be 40 years old. Look at these guys behind. They're still racing side by side. Look, another group back there. This is great racing after this stage break.
Tanner Gray and John Hunter Nemechek battling for 3rd side by side. Nemechek to the bottom.
That left rear, it's got me a little bit worried on the Ford truck.
Well, I think the adjustments they made to the Ford truck, he's sliding up the hill here, though. I think the adjustments they made on that Ford truck has made it better. And we saw Chandler Smith in the 18. He's back in the Hornet's nest for sure.
Look at this, with Thor Sport trucks bumping into each other, you almost get KBM trucks bumping into each other. Wow. Everybody's trying to grab spots, but also take care of their own teammates, or no? They're probably like, no, I just want this spot right now.
I think it's about the spot more so than anything. That's just so close to disaster.
Yeah, that was the 98 of Eckes and the 66 of Majeski. Here comes Grant Enfinger in the 23. Tyler Ankrum in the 16. Meanwhile, at the front of the field, Kyle Busch making the move for the lead.
He's got it off of turn 2.
Hocevar right to the bumper.
Hocevar was thinking about bump drafting with him and now wants another shot.
Crossing over. Hocevar back to the point.
Wow.
I didn't see that coming not one bit. I don't think Kyle did either.
What an aggressive move off turn 2. That was the key to that pass. He didn't let off the gas. He was right into the tailgate of Kyle.
Hocevar feeling confident. I like it. That was a great move to be able to act like he was going to draft with him and then pull right back to the inside and side draft him down the back straightaway.
You know who's smiling right now? John Hunter. Y'all keep that up. I'll be right there. He's in that third position.
So Hocevar is going to run the ideal line through 3 and 4. And Kyle's trying to make that momentum work on the high side of 3 and 4, and it's just not there yet.
How about that 19-year-old leader, Josh?
Yeah, Carson Hocevar is feeling very confident. He got on the radio earlier and said this thing hauls as he's in a battle right now with Kyle Busch. He said his strategy is like kickball, guys. He said he's swinging for the fences in this one. Very confident he can run well.
Well,
He is not giving anything up, is he, Mike?
Last year we knew with the experience of John Hunter Nemechek he was going to be a championship threat. In this race here, he beat Kyle Busch and won and eventually raced for a championship. You can almost make that statement for Carson Hocevar right now. With the talent, the job he's doing up front in this race, could he be one of our championship 4 come the end of the season?
Absolutely, and we've got the Onion looking to the inside in turn 1. He's
trying to make
racy.
the move on Tyler Ankrum. That's for 16th, 15th.
Love the onboards. It's knuckling it back down, back straightaway. Let's see what he's got here in 3 and 4.
The 58-year-old Todd Bodine, 2-time series champion. First truck race in 9 years.
You want to take the radio and clear him, Mikey? Nah. Didn't quite make it work, but here, this is battle for second.
Nemechek now up challenging Hocevar for the second spot.
Kyle Busch hasn't gone anywhere either, so these guys are running great pace. John Hunter around Hocevar. Can Tanner Gray come with him?
Well, Jerry Baxter's really got that 15 truck pointed in the right direction. I mean, they had a great run at Daytona, ran 4th, and he has got Tanner Gray up there in the top 5 again tonight.
Yeah.
And a little pressure on this group at DGR, especially with Tanner Gray. I mean, it's time to put up, and Jerry Baxter knows that this is a big year for Tanner Gray, and he has delivered so far.
Well, the experience of Baxter and what Kurt talked about earlier, this is a drag racer turned oval track racer, and man, he's showing he has the ability to get the job done, and I think that combination of Baxter working with Gray is going to be very beneficial this year.
Absolutely. It takes a veteran crew chief like Jerry Baxter to help add to making everything right.
There you see Ben Rhodes, currently 6th, restarted 17th. So he is on the move. He's got a fast truck as well. The defending series champion, a winner here in 2017. Going to break, but you're not going to miss a thing. Going to keep it side by side and keep on trucking from Las Vegas. Battles all over the racetrack at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. On board with Chandler Smith, who runs 7th, being pursued by Friesen, and Todd Bodine has gone around, and some contact to the rear end. And the caution is out with 6 to go here in stage 2.
How was that treacherous turn 4 here at Las Vegas? I wonder what happened.
Quarter, you sit. Yeah, 10-4.
Todd was running just inside the top 20 at the time.
Yeah, he's racing along pretty hard with Matt DiBenedetto. I don't know if that was part of the problem, or you talked about treacherous turn 4. That wind is still just really blowing hard down that back straightaway. That doesn't help matters any.
No, it does not.
Very good.
A crazier, better news for us or worse news for the drivers? We have less than 5 to go in this stage. And there could be some interesting restarts popping up here if we go back green.
Well, this is about where, as you see, Todd all by himself there when he lost it. And
yeah, we'll jump on board.
See what it looks like from the inside of the cockpit.
He's a little bit to the middle groove, and the middle groove has a little bit more grip sometimes if you hit it just right, and that can cause the front tires to dig and the rear to kind of slide around under.
I believe they can patch Todd up and keep him on the road.
Won't be ideal, but they'll get back out there.
This is about where we were in stage 1 when we got the caution, and we had some takers prior to the end of the stage, and to come back and make a run for the stage victory. So who might stay out here when the pits open up?
Yeah, it looks like the pits are open. Be like the craps table.
Yeah, you think it's going to be a mixed bag?
That's what I'm starting to see.
Kyle Nemechek and Hocevar all coming down pit road. Regan.
Well, Vince, Kyle Busch very happy on the radio. Bad news for the rest of the field. Feels like that truck is right where it needs to be. Only thing he asked for was a tear off. That's the clear film on the windshield that allows him to see better for the rest of the race. Josh?
Well, John Hunter Nemechek's truck getting better as the race goes along, as he's getting back tires right now. He said he needs a little bit more on 3 and 4, and he's a little bit on the right rear too much.
Yeah, when you lean on that right rear, you can't really give it all the throttle. These guys run nearly wide open around here, so you really got a delicate balance. You heard Kyle earlier, it's loose in the center, tight off. You know, that's a real adjustment that the driver has to make on each end of the track because of the wind and just how treacherous conditions are.
Yeah, nothing's ever ideal, but wow, I didn't expect everybody to be down there to get fresh tires, but Gray is the only one that stayed out to try to grab these stage points. And again, it's still just looking ahead towards the end of the race and having that one pit stop in the final stage.
Yep. Kyle Busch Motorsports 1, 2, 3 off pit road with Kyle Nemechek and Chandler Smith. With this break, it gives us an opportunity to remind you that the Victoria's Voice Foundation promotes programs that bring awareness to drug addiction and overdoses. Partnering with the largest school districts in Florida and here in Nevada, the Victoria's Voice Foundation has helped adopt educational programs around the topic of drug addiction with professional speakers for students and parents on life skills, purpose living, and the reality behind addiction. Great program. And to learn more, we encourage you to head to victoriasvoice.foundation.
We talked about Tanner Gray staying out, Kurt. So did some of the GMS. All 4 GMS trucks did as well. That'll be a bit of a cushion between Kyle and the front. So this could be a crazy restart with the older tires.
Oh, the Thor Sport trucks, not
yes,
GMS.
sir.
Yep. So that definitely does give a cushion to Gray to be able to try to pull away. But yeah, it's this is what the stage racing does, and it's how you have to always look at long-term situations when you're running for points versus guys like my little brother Kyle just going for the win. Other guys just trying, you know, with Zane Smith, but he's still got his damage running P17. It changes as the season goes on, if you're locked in or if you're not.
Going to be a quick dash to the end of stage 2. Ben Rhodes won stage 1, in position to do it again here in stage 2.
Let's get his thoughts. How about it? Hey, Ben Rhodes, Michael Waltrip, Kurt Busch, and the boys with Fox. Do you copy?
Their channel, Michael.
I had two shots at that.
Red or black, Mike?
Yeah, exactly. Hey, Ben, Michael Waltrip, Kurt Busch, and the Fox guys. Do you copy?
Hey, Michael, I got you.
Well, the 99 looks fast. You got a guy out there in front of you that is having a great race in Tanner Gray. Do you think you're going to win this stage? And how are you going to do it?
Yeah, I hope he has a great race, but I want to have a better one. So, yeah, I'd like to win this stage. It really comes down to the pushes, Michael. This is a lot like Daytona here on these initial starts. So we just got to get a good push and maybe clear him by the backstretch. You mind up choosing here, bud?
I think it's best if Michael just lays out now.
Yeah, we probably shouldn't radio on this decision process here.
We didn't mess anything up, though. He was able to choose the right lane. He's on the inside. And he talked about the push. Who's going to line up behind him? And can the truck behind him, it's his teammate, Ty Majeski, can he give Ben a better push than his other teammate, Chris Dekus, gives Tanner Gray? That's a lot going on up front.
And there's a lot more trucks that stayed out on the older tires this time. So old tires, there's like 5-6 trucks versus the guys on fresh ones. This is when it gets wild.
And, you know, recovering from that wreck earlier, Matt Crafton is now up inside the top 5 as well. So it'll be fun to see if Matt's got a truck that he can potentially win his 500th race in.
And by the way, you know, I blamed you guys for talking to Todd Bodine when he was coming down pit road to check his pit road speed, and then he got a pit road speeding penalty. Well, he just got another one.
What?
And you guys weren't talking to him, so you're clear.
Okay,
it wasn't your fault.
And, well, plus, we didn't have anything to do with him spinning out either.
No.
It's always tough jumping back in after that many years out.
Oh, I'm telling you.
All right.
All right, it's going to be a one-lap shootout for stage 2.
Watch Kyle Busch and John Hunter Nemechek. Can they get there? They've got a lot better tire, but a lot of trucks to get through.
Interesting. This is going to be wild.
Tanner Gray on the outside and Ben Rhodes on the inside. Tanner Gray has never won a stage in his brief Truck Series career. Ben Rhodes won stage 1. He's getting some help from his teammate Ty Majeski.
I love that push. Ben called it. I need a big push, and Ty came to the game.
Rhodes
Executed it very well.
through 1, heading through turn 2 now with the lead.
But look who's coming.
And he didn't lift all that much through 1 and 2. Kyle Busch is going to have a big head of steam here. Fake slow, goes high. Will it work?
Ben's giving it all he's got. Can he hold him off?
Sure did.
That's impressive.
Ben Rhodes wins stage 2. How about Rhodes sweeping the first 2 stages here at Las Vegas?
That's right. He's my pick. Just saying.
If you had your money on the 99, you're feeling pretty good about things right now as he's able to hold off Kyle there with fresh tires. And Rhodes 2/3 of the way to his 2nd win in Las Vegas. Who you betting on? Who's going to be the winner tonight?
It's Las Vegas, all the drama, and then some.
Go get him.
4 wide.
They're just so aggressive. Ooh, a little bit of a wiggle there. Great racing.
It's always a good time in Vegas.
Back in Las Vegas, 2 stages complete, and plenty of them heading to pit road for some work. Regan Smith.
Well, Christian Eckes decided to stay out with that 98 truck on the last caution. They wanted stage points because, let's not forget, he is racing for points this year. Didn't work out, though. Buzzed the tires on the restart, struggling with that truck just a little bit, being too loose with the back. Josh?
Ben Rhodes, your stage 1 and 2 winner, says he likes his truck right now. He says don't over adjust this thing. He likes where they're at as far as Ty Majeski in the 66. He said they're a little too tight. He's getting 4 tires, fuel, and some minor adjustments.
Guys.
So it's pretty straightforward in regards to pit stops. End of stage 1 or thereabouts.
Yeah.
End of stage 2 or thereabouts. And then somewhere in stage 3, you're going to have to stop again. And the big question is it going to be a green flag stop or under caution?
Yeah. It'll be caution dependent, Vince. You know, if it falls at the right time, these teams think they can take advantage of it. That's what they'll do.
Yeah, and the KBM trucks right now, they're going to have track position over the ThorSport group that pitted now. But let's talk to Kyle. Let's ask him about that stage 2. Hey, Kyle Busch, it's Kurt Busch, Michael Waltrip, Vince Welsh here in the Fox booth. How you doing?
Okie dokie. Pretty good out here, I guess.
We like the strategy of the KBM trucks now in this final stage firing up. But stage 2, tell me why you didn't win it. It looked like Ben Rhodes just owned you through turns 3 and 4 right there.
Yeah, I had a nice little draft down the backstretch, and I didn't want to put myself on the bottom and have him crowd me and then wad up a pretty good truck. So it's not that time of the day, bud. This is where it pays right now.
All right, love it. I'm proud of you for underdriving your truck slightly to protect it and to get it to the end. I mean, you are the most winningest truck series driver ever, so good move, and I'm going to stick here in the booth.
Yeah, he's seen a little bit of that overdriving earlier, right? I got to get that back under control. I'm not on dirt today.
Awesome, man. Well, best of luck. Finish the race strong, and watch out for that Ford truck. He's pretty good.
He gets all the good stuff.
Yeah, Kyle got the leftovers.
Leftovers. Yeah. Well, leftovers aren't bad either, right? Final stage coming your way when we come back to Vegas. Back in Las Vegas, the Blue Emu race summary. Kyle Busch, the leader. We've had 7 different leaders, 10 lead changes, 4 cautions. Ben Rhodes has won both stages, stage 1 and stage 2. Kyle Busch for this restart on the inside, and Chandler Smith, his teammate, on the outside.
That's about how they all started, isn't it, Vince? Here we are 2 stages in.
John Hunter Nemechek with a big push to Kyle out front, and it's 1-2-3 KBM.
What about Stuart Friesen sneaking into the picture too? We haven't mentioned Stuart today. He's in that bright blue truck on the outside, but a big draft down the bottom. That's Zane Smith with the repairs to the 38 truck. He's in the top 5 now.
Yeah, that's great to see him working his way back up after that damage, but I was surprised. I thought this restart would have a bit more chaos, but it seems like everybody's settled now, has seen what's happened, and how vulnerable situations can get on restarts here.
Yeah, well, I'm a little bit opposite of that, Kurt, because Ben Rhodes, he started well in the back and has to come through all this traffic. So I think there's still a lot of action that's going to take place. As you see there, Grant Enfinger said, I need some space, and dove to the bottom.
Yeah, Hocevar must not have got run off turn 2 and lost his momentum. The guys were swerving to jump out of the line. We'll have to get a replay on it and see. Might have been some push or some help from Friesen, don't know.
Ben Rhodes and Tanner Gray mired back in traffic. You can see Ryan Preece right on the back of Hocevar there.
And right behind Ryan Preece is the 19 of Derek Kraus. What a nice move Kraus has made throughout the course of this race, running up inside the top 10. Doing a great job.
DeBenedetto trying to work his way up a little bit. Here's off of turn 2. Also, the 42 definitely lost his nose, and that's where 52 just had to cut to the inside. So that's maybe there's an adjustment on Hocevar's truck that isn't going to his liking, and now he's on the tighter side of things.
Friesen 5th, 6th, and 7th. Hocevar and Preece, you see there, now on board with Chandler Smith, who's running 3rd. Those are the leaders right in front of him.
Look at that, battle for the lead. John Hunter's slipping up.
Maybe we heard John Hunter gets all the good stuff at KBM. He's going up against one of the best, Kyle, right now.
You know, you're possibly the only person in the world that could have got away with that question you asked your little brother.
Of course.
How about this side by side for the lead? John Hunter on the bottom, Kyle up top.
This almost looks like a plate race where the 3rd place truck is doing the blocking to keep Zane Smith in the 38 back there. But John Hunter down to the inside in turn 3. Will it hold? Will it stick? A lot of responsibility right here out of all 3 of those trucks.
Great battle for the lead, and also a great battle for 3rd, as side by side are Zane Smith and Chandler Smith. But how about Kyle and John Hunter up there? Here comes Friesen. Hocevar, I mean, throw a blanket over them.
Yeah, those 2 running side by side is like a vacuum. Everybody else is able to pull up and get into that draft, and that's why you see such great action out of all top 7 trucks right now, right there.
And you know who's smiling back there just behind this group? Grant Enfinger in that yellow truck right there. He's liking all that vacuum that's pulling him up toward the battle for the lead.
The 24 of Jack Wood, problems, and the caution is out. Some significant right side damage. The GMS machine and the rookie Jack Wood.
There, Jack?
He's running.
I don't know if we touched it, put me in the fence or what, but I don't know.
He was back just inside the top 20.
Tough
the
break.
time of that incident. Another one of the West Coasters out here. We had a dozen of our racers from California, and this is a big race for all of them here in Vegas.
But I love all the racing action that we're seeing up there in the lead. I mean, it's inside, outside, the draft, the 2nd row back is side by side, 3rd row back side by side. It's the way that this place races. Once you get settled in and have good, confident trucks and drivers, this place really races well.
Chase Purdy in the 61 and the 24 of Jack Wood. Do they make contact there?
Wow, he tried to side draft him, I think, and it got away from him. Is that what you saw, Kurt?
That's that thin air here in Vegas. Yes, the side drafting is that was an aggressive side draft, but man, the truck just took off on
Yeah,
it.
that's
really weird.
Like something could have possibly broke.
Todd Bodine getting the free pass with this caution. So you see the 24 on pit road and the repairs beginning to be made.
Well, hopefully Todd won't speed during this lucky dog situation.
With 61 to go, too early to come for your final pit stop.
I want to stay out.
And ultimately, you'd want to stay out as long as possible, right? I mean, you know, you've got to come at some point. The window opens with about 50 to go, but even then, I think teams would prefer to stay out a bit longer.
Yeah, the past patterns would say when you can make it to the end is when you pit. But again, it seems like the way tires are refiring and getting stuck in traffic and how difficult it is, there could be some different strategies. We'll see.
Looking on our scoring pylon, you see Ben Rhodes from just outside the top 20 all the way to 11th in that little short run. Tanner Gray, 12th. He's falling right up through there. Crafton with some damage. He's 21st. See if he can rebound late.
John Hunter Nemechek, 5-time winner a season ago. Currently out front, seeking win number 1 in 2022. After Kyle Larson's win last week at Fontana, the Cup Stars are here in Vegas, where they're going to get after it on Sunday. Engines fire 3 o'clock Eastern on Fox and the Fox Sports app. How you feel about Kurt coming back to your hometown and giving it a run?
This next gen car is exactly what the drivers wanted. It is a challenging car to get it dialed in. It does different things with clean air versus dirty air. The pit stops and the single lugs. The way that the balance is kind of locked in with impound qualifying. There's so many challenges going on with this new car that I feel like a rookie. I am treating this with 20 years of experience feeling like a rookie.
Well, you only passed 134 cars, but you did get a top 10 finish. You think you could do better this weekend?
I'll try to have a smooth race, but let's do a race recap on this action here.
Well, the first caution was created when there was some contact with Blaine Perkins in the 9, and ultimately it led to that spin.
We told him.
Into the wall. And then on a restart with just a couple to go in stage 1, Colby Howard ended up getting turned around, and Haley Deegan took
strip.
Yeah, Haley Deegan took some damage to that one. Chase Purdy, and then Todd Bodine by himself went around and brought out the caution, had a little rear end contact.
But hey, he just got the lucky dog. He's back on the lead lap.
And bringing out this caution, Chase Purdy in the 24 of Jack Wood.
That one's a hard one to understand. That's just, you wouldn't think that truck would have done that. You could hear Jack Wood explaining to his crew that he didn't know what happened.
Hey, I'm going to go down the road of this is thin air in Vegas, and that was the tailwind going down into turn 3, and that's where the trucks are the lightest.
I got to tell you, this whole thin air thing, it's answering a lot of questions I've had about my career here at Vegas over the years.
Were you breathing too much of it, or what?
I didn't calibrate to the right air pressure.
I mean, come on, Mike. At least riddle me this. Did you have more grip when you raced at Homestead? Because that's at sea level.
Now you're just talking crazy.
Oh, come on now. Get in the groove.
No math allowed here.
Get in the groove. It's all about feel.
How about this restart with John Hunter Nemechek leading the way, Kyle Busch on the outside. KBM teammate Chandler Smith giving Nemechek a bump.
All about that push.
How about that Zane Smith from contact and a torn up right front to running up front?
This will be interesting to see. I mean, that outside groove is the primary place to be with the draft. See if Hocevar can make any ground up and clear him off of 4.
So impressed with Hocevar tonight, and that's Hocevar there in that white truck with the red front end, and he's getting squeezed and losing spots.
Oh boy.
Wow.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trucks going by. That's where I was saying you got to make it clear if you're going to be on the bottom side. Otherwise, you're going to get swallowed up.
Dropped anchor and lost.
Wow, look at him right up the middle, though.
Man, he's dialed in 1 and 2. He's just not that good in 3 and 4.
Austin Wayne Self in the 22 got a run, but then Carson Hocevar re-gripped, and he's going to town up beside Ryan Preece in that 17. I'm really impressed, like you, Vince, with the job this young man does.
I'm impressed as well. It's just a matter of trying to get that momentum built back up, though. And see, Rhodes is going to put it to the high side, and he will be able to take that position over by the time they enter turn 3.
Yeah, that one mistake was costly, though. Dropped him from 3rd, and now Hocevar back in the 8th spot before he slides in.
Keep your eye
behind
on
Rhodes.
99 Ben Rhodes. He came from outside the top 20 all the way up inside the top 10. Really hard to pass trucks. We've seen struggles all night long. He's able to do so. They're only going to get harder as he goes further toward the front, but I like what he's doing right now.
Eckes in the 98 driving down below Grant Enfinger. Haven't talked about Enfinger much tonight. He's running 11th, former winner here. There he is in the 23. Trying to make the move on Hocevar as Hocevar continues to slip back.
Yeah, big wiggle there off turn 4. His truck's just not where he wants it to be, but maybe now he can get it settled. He'll have plenty of clean air in front of him for the next few laps.
In the front of the field, it's John Hunter Nemechek leading the way. Everyone else chasing, including his teammate Chandler Smith, runs 2nd. Great onboard look from Smith at the leader.
And right behind Smith is Kyle Busch, and he's starting to really look around in the corners, Vince. He's running the 2nd lane, trying to get a run off the corner. You can see he's getting it there. You can't just follow him, Kurt. You got to go where there aren't, and that's what your brother's doing right now, just seeing if there's anything available up top.
Yeah, he's got a good run here in 2, but he's going to ease up. He wouldn't have eased up in most situations if that wasn't his own truck in front of him. Now he's got to play a little defense on Zane Smith. I mean, this to me has got that plate feel of the 3rd truck in line. His teammates has got to block those guys coming from behind.
Are you surprised Zane Smith's running as well as he is with that right front damage?
Yeah, I guess the team did a nice job of repairing it. You can see there's a lot of tape on the right front, and it's coming loose, but what a great job the team did getting him back in action.
Yeah, this is that point in the race, though, where the handling is settling in. You know what you've got in traffic, and now the drivers are reading the track, trying to find the best lane to be in to get the best lap time and work their way forward.
Zane Smith from California, talked to him earlier today, just couldn't praise enough the effort and the camaraderie in that Front Row Motorsports team. How fun it is to be a part of that group.
He cut his teeth on the bull ring right behind the track here, so he considers this, even though he's a California guy, a bit of a home game for him. As you see Ben Rhodes and Christian Eckes there racing for the 8th spot.
Eckes, the 98, won here last fall. Rhodes, the 99, the defending series champion. They are teammates.
was very nice as a teammate.
That was
let him
cordial,
go by.
wasn't it?
Yeah, I didn't think we'd see that out of Ben, but maybe Ben is starting to feel like his truck, like we thought, is not as strong as where he wanted it to be.
Just under 50 to go here at Las Vegas. Going to take a break, but going to keep it side by side. You won't miss a thing. Keep an eye on the action from Vegas. You've been watching it. The side-by-side under caution for Todd Bodine, and the 62 has gone around again. And this creates maybe a little bit of decision making. They're inside the window with 44 to go. I mean, do you come now and or do you hold out for a potential later caution where you could get tires and have a little fresher rubber for the stretch run?
Yeah, I think you almost got to come now. What do you think, Kurt?
I'm thinking you pit because this track isn't as abrasive as other mile and a halves. Like Fontana last week with Xfinity and Cup, we saw one guy, Alfredo, was the only guy on tires and marched his way all the way back up. But now I think you just pit. We got pits are open, and we'll see what plays out.
And here they come. Will anybody take a chance on staying out? Maybe running back in the field, but we'll see.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it. It's a long train coming your way, Regan Smith.
It is a long train, Vince. A lot of trucks wanting to pit right here. They are in their window. Kyle Busch, his truck, right now it's too tight. He said he's blowing through the front tires when he gets into the corner, so needs a little bit of help with that. And Derek Kraus in the 19 truck, a very good run for him right now. A little bit too much splitter contact and loses grip because of it. Josh?
John Hunter Nemechek says his truck is the best it's been all day as he comes in to get tires. Chandler Smith says they're getting 4 tires, no adjustments. He likes where they are as long as they can get clean air.
Well, those KBM trucks have been so good tonight, and you've heard our pit reporters talk about the lack of adjustments needed on those KBM machines. They qualified 1, 2, 3 earlier this afternoon, and they have run 1, 2, 3 much of the night tonight.
Now we've got a KBM Thor Sport War off of pit road. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Ben Rhodes has won stages 1 and 2. But Kyle Busch has led the most laps tonight, 28. John Hunter Nemechek has led 21.
We've had a lot of action up front, haven't we, Vince?
We have indeed.
A lot of lead changes. Restarts are as crazy as we thought they would be. Great racing. Great racing on a Friday night in Vegas.
Here's why we are under caution. Todd Bodine in the 62. By himself again.
He got loose earlier there and put damage to his truck, and it's only going to get looser with all that damage in the back.
She's loose, Onion.
Riding with him here.
Man, that didn't even seem fair. Where'd that looseness come from?
Happens in a hurry, doesn't it?
I tell you, the aerodynamics up here in this thin air.
Still attached to it came up. Come on down here, Todd.
Keeps you busy on the wheel here.
Well, it's a memorable return. He won't forget it, that's for sure. But Todd told us before the race, he just really wanted to have fun. Of course, you want to come out and have the best result possible, but he really values the opportunity that Marcus Lemonis and Camping World has given him to come back and get these 6 starts this year, which will allow him to reach 800 career NASCAR starts.
He's a 2-time champion. He can have a spin or two at getting his legs under him. He's got 6 tries this year. He'll get better. Like to see Todd having that opportunity.
Yeah, it's a great story. It'll be fun to watch as it progresses through the year.
This is another great story. The damage to the front of the 38.
Yeah, it's not as great as it once was, Michael, because too fast on pit road for the 38 of Zane Smith and a bad time to get a penalty.
We must have had a bad pit stop, and then this just adds to it because he was running 4th and he came out 10th. So this is a dog pile type of condition.
Now, is there any reason, Kurt, maybe he pits and retapes that front end up since they're going to be in the back anyway? That might be a good decision.
Absolutely, yeah.
Make it better.
Yep, just take the time, patch it up. You're a penalty truck, so you got to start at the tail end of the longest line and just take your time patching it up. We got still 42 to go. It's a long way.
Long way. I like the choose rule, don't you, Kurt, as a racer?
I do. I think it helps, with situations. It can be, difficult at times, though, on what you're seeing in front of you with older tires and what you have for fresh tires or vice versa. So there's still a lot that goes into it. It's not as simple and as clean as going for track position, especially with the outside lane at some of these places being preferred.
What is it like as a driver? Does your spotter help you make that decision, or do you have to ultimately make it yourself?
Easiest thing is, like, if we're running 10th, magic number is 5. 5 means 5 rows, and we will count the inside lane stack up, and 5 is the magic. And when I hear 5, I'm going to the outside. It's the cleanest, simplest thing to do, but there are the audibles when you see certain guys, let's say older tires, all went to the outside. I want to go inside.
Yeah.
Because now that's going to put me on offense, and I know that those guys are going to wash up the track a little bit.
Kyle Busch Motorsports 1, 2, 3 in qualifying and running 1, 2, 3 here tonight at this point. And you look at what they did in 2020 with Kyle getting 3 wins, Rafael Lessard and Brandon Jones each winning once. And then last year, John Hunter Nemechek with the 5 wins to lead the way. Martin Truex Jr. won on the dirt at Bristol. Kyle, over the course of the last 3 years, has won 10 times.
He's getting ready to be on the gas heavy into the tailgate of John Hunter Nemechek with a big push.
Nemechek on the inside, and that is Kyle Busch right behind him. Chandler Smith on the outside of row 1. Christian Eckes is behind Smith.
Got no help.
All right, here we go. Easily 4 lanes wide.
40 laps remaining here in Las Vegas.
Love it. Hocevar said, I'm going this way.
Tight full. You got tight as hell.
Wow, Kyle lost the nose a little bit there and got off the back of John Hunter. And look at the push Eckes gives.
Yeah, those ThorSport trucks have showed up. They are here to crash that KBM party. This is going to be interesting to see how this plays out.
And we talked about that at the beginning of the show. If it's not going to be KBM, who's it going to be? ThorSport 1, 2, 3, 4 last fall, and didn't have to look far to expect them to be toward the front again tonight. And Eckes is right there. And here's 66 Majeski, also from the Thor Sport camp, trying to work his way up.
Matty D in the 25 up in the front, in the top 10, racing hard. Majeski loses the nose.
Oh, he's kept it out of the fence. That turn 4 is the toughest spot on this track. Todd Bonina showed us that earlier today, a couple times.
Eckes and Nemechek battling for second. Ben Rhodes right behind him with Carson Hocevar filling out the top 5.
That is such a tough spot. Glad he saved it.
Oh, here comes Kyle, and Hocevar came right down in front of him. Kyle still going to make it work on the bottom.
Muscled his way through there. Hocevar had to get out of the gas. Oh, no.
Hocevar, can he save it? Oh, he got spun around. Almost had it saved. And then Ryan Preece got to the bumper, and the caution is out.
Preece was trying to like, hey, buddy, get this collected up. Get it collected up. And he still didn't get it collected up. And Preece kind of tapped him for the final send-off.
He hung on to it for a long time, didn't he?
He sure did. These restarts, right, Vince? Right, Mike? At this track, everybody has so many different options going on. And just when you think you've got a run on somebody, there are 2 trucks that are going to go blowing by you because they had momentum from another draft.
Wow. It's so exciting to see all these moves drivers are making on the restarts to gain the position and try to hold on.
Well, and these cautions just set the stage for more of that because it just creates another restart opportunity, and that's when you're going to get your chance, your best chance to make moves and gain positions. Chandler Smith hoping to avoid all that chaos from the front.
This was a bit of a break for our friend Zane Smith. Was on pit road to patch up his fender like we talked about, and now he's in the top 20 with a good chance to reset here.
Well, watch it happen. We'll pick it up back in turn 2.
That's where I like to go. I like to go really far back on replays just to see. We know the final ending result here on the 42, but it's off of turn 2. He was already in trouble where he lost his momentum.
He just got...
It's like dominoes, right? You hit that first domino, second one, and it just keeps rolling.
Really lucky, I think, Kurt, as he slid through this grass, that he didn't tear the nose off the truck right here, especially when he hits that.
I hate the grass. I mean, we need to get AstroTurf put in these places, but man, it definitely it looks like it might turn out okay for Hocevar.
Wow. Remember, that's developing at about 150 miles an hour. I think a lot of times we forget the speed that these trucks are traveling at.
I mean, I know a good nursery guy around here from Star Nursery. We can replant the grass, but man, if we could just get that grass turned into AstroTurf, it would save so many different vehicles from having extra damage.
I'm surprised, though, Mike, as you said, that there wasn't actually more damage done to the front of that 42. I mean, I've seen these guys had the front end ripped off when they go through the grass like that, and Hocevar, it's like he really avoided what could have been a horrible situation. Obviously loses all the track position, but could have been a lot worse.
We'll have to watch him when he gets up to speed to make sure that it didn't bend it in some way that hurts the aerodynamics of the truck. But right there, it looks like it's okay.
And they're putting scuffed tires back on there, though. No more new tires left.
Right there.
Yeah, that's definitely a tough side effect to having a spin and you can't put stickers on. Now you got to go back out there with scuffs that you know have way more miles on them than the tires that you just took off. That's part of it.
So Chandler Smith will be our leader with Eckes, Rhodes, Kyle Busch, John Hunter Nemechek in the top 5. 3 of the top 5 from Kyle Busch Motorsports. That's Eckes and Rhodes, the other 2 from Thorsport.
You know, and last year, I said it earlier, John Hunter made a statement by beating Kyle Busch here, winning the race. We're like, well, if you're going to beat Kyle, you're going to be tough all year long. Who can step up? Can Chandler step up and do that today? Maybe Ben Rhodes, our champion, Christian Eckes, win another race here in Vegas?
It's all about controlling the restart right now.
Yeah, you're looking in your mirror right now, Kurt, saying, where do I want my push from, right? Who do I line up in front of? And if Chandler takes the top, that'll put Kyle right on his bumper.
That's what it should do. Yes, that would mean that Eckes would pick front row, and then Rhodes would go in behind him, and then Kyle would be behind Chandler Smith, and then John Hunter. Let's see what he does. You know, he could have that option to go to the low lane, or does he stay in the high lane? Again, it's all dependent with different runs all the time.
More on Christian Eckes, who runs second with Regan.
Well, Vince, it's been a very good night for Christian Eckes. Finally getting that track position back with his truck, getting in position where he wants to be. Keep an eye as this run goes on, though. What they have loved about their truck all night long is that it is a long-run truck. If they can get any amount of laps on the tires, they feel like that's when that truck's going to be best. So he's got track position now, and we know we're going to have probably the most laps we've had on tires all night long here.
Vince, I just got a text from our buddy Tim Duggar, who's on the back of the 98 truck. He said, that baby's rolling, isn't it? He's always cheering for his truck. And Mike Herb at Herb Records. Duggar, a big NASCAR fan. He'll be in most infields doing concerts. And it's really cool to see the association with Thor Sport.
Just ahead of him there, Chandler Smith in that 18. I spent some time with he and crew chief Danny Stockman earlier today. And well, Stockman couldn't say enough good things about the talent of this young 19-year-old racer. And he says, you know, some guys just have it. You know, they have it. And Chandler Smith is one of those. Just 19, but views life from the perspective of someone much older.
One to go choosing right here.
Married, already got a little baby on the way, and life has picked up. And the pace of life and his racing world has picked up as well, really, with a couple of wins at the tail end of last season, and now he is in position to get another one here tonight.
You know, it's why it's been so much fun, Vince, doing these truck races over the years. You get to see the ones that have it first here. And I would agree 100% with Stockman that Chandler Smith is one of those guys. We've been fortunate to watch many young racers come into this series, and we'd say, all right, he not only will win a truck race one day, he's going to win a cup race. And you almost would say that same thing about Chandler Smith right now.
Smith and Eckes will restart on the front row. They've won 3 of the last 6 if you want to go back to late last season. And trying to get it done under the lights here in Las Vegas tonight as they come down the backstretch, getting ready for this restart.
And now you're starting to get some of the heat cycles mixed into these restarts. And what I mean by that is these aren't sticker tires. They've been at speed for more than 10 laps at certain points. And you have to get them reheated and get them scrubbed and cleaned off. And when you do that, the tires just don't stick as good. So this is where things get a bit dicey when you're back there about that. I call it the danger zone. It's going to be 5th on back is really tough on these restarts.
The danger zone just off Nellis Air Force Base. I'm feeling it.
Pace truck is off, and that's Eckes on the inside, Chandler Smith on the outside, each with a teammate behind them. 32 to go in Las Vegas.
Seem pretty civilized.
That always changes in a hurry.
Big train of momentum on that outside lane. KBM trucks 1, 2, 3 up top. Thor Sport down below. And then Infinger's going to mix it up. Look, is he going to throw it in there?
Infinger to the bottom. Rhodes getting put in the middle.
Whew.
3 still.
That's going to get tight off for him.
Oh, Eckes. Oh, and Eckes got into the wall. Or excuse me, Majeski got into the wall. And then when he did, he rebounded off into the tail of his teammate Ben Rhodes.
Wow.
That's a shame.
Man, the trucks look so unstable on the straightaway, and that was just as he came off the banking, and they were all stressed out on too much wheel in it, and then boom, came together. Tough break for Ben Rhodes.
Majeski just got into the wall enough to make him have to adjust, and when he did, he made contact with Rhodes.
Man, I mean, one of the things that happens with the trucks and Xfinity, Cup cars, the cars are so loaded up and set up for the banking these days that when you transition onto the straightaway, you're dancing like you're on ice skates. And that's part of that transition that Ben Rhodes got caught up in there.
AMR safety team on the scene to make sure Rhodes is okay. Remember, Rhodes was the Stage 1 and Stage 2 winner.
He was also my pick. Sorry, bud, I jinxed you.
And there's Majeski coming on pit road after the contact as well. Certainly frustrating for Ben Even more so when maybe you have that contact with a teammate. Seems to be going around lately.
Well, that was where Envinger put it in there on the bottom side, and that put Ben in a vulnerable spot. And as soon as you're checking up off the gas or you lose your momentum, that's when you get hit by the beehive.
Checking out the damage to the left front, which is how Ben ended up into that outside wall. See if we can take a look and break it down. Off turn 4, you can see this is just a really tight racing. Eckes.
Yeah, that's where, again, the 99's got a lot of wheel in it off of 4. The 66 is on the top side, trying to give him room, like he was trying to be the teammate buddy. They survive this first little moment right here, and then as the trucks settle, boom.
Eckes, or excuse me, Majeski, I think just touched a little bit with the rear of the truck on the wall, and that created the front end movement into Rhodes.
That's a reminder how fast these guys are going. That 3,300-pound truck up into the air. Majeski gets a little bit out of shape on the high side and just ran in to Ben Rhodes.
And so let's back it up a little bit further and just see how the 99 lost his momentum off 2, and now he's in that sucker hole. He's in the middle, and it's a tough spot to get out of. There's nowhere for him to go. He's got to try to hold it down, and he washed up a little bit, but I think his teammate was trying to give him room, but again, there's too many trucks in one spot, racing and digging hard with only 30 laps to go.
Yeah, I thought Majeski actually had gotten into the wall there, but it didn't. He did not. He just actually lost the handle on it.
Well, that's what you don't know, Vince, sitting at home, how violent the air is and how much these things do move around. And you know, the wall, even if he leans out into it and doesn't quite hit it, the air changes your direction. And it also, Kurt, you said it, the front end's all loaded up anyway. Any type of disturbance can make you really look like you are out of control.
Yeah, I don't quite have the SMT data right in front of me, but we saw the 24 truck of Wood lose it on the back straightaway with that close side draft. This exited turn 4. It looked like the way that the left front loaded up on the 66 truck. That's that one moment of you've got to make sure you're ready for when that suspension loads up, and it kind of pulled him to the left a little.
Well, the 99 of Ben Rhodes, winner of stage 1 and stage 2, put on the hook. His night is done.
Yeah, and Majeski ends up with his damage.
Yep.
He's back in 28th, working on his fender.
Laps tick away under caution here, and we're under 30 to go. There's a lot of laps left, though. I mean, it doesn't sound like much, but plenty of time for action.
Oh, for sure. And right now, though, with KBM's group controlling the race, you know, it's going to be interesting to see who can break through that and see if anybody else can jump in and mix it up. But man, it just seems like the restarts and how they're as wild as they are, I don't see many more green flag laps happening.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Was it?
Yeah, I mean, how are we going to keep from wrecking again? We see the opportunity these guys get on restarts and how aggressive they get. How can Chandler Smith hold off Kyle Busch in this field and win the race?
Well, I think we should go to him. We should talk to him.
Want me to ask him?
Let's ask him.
Chandler Smith, it's the Fox boys up in the booth. Do you copy?
Yes, sir. What's going on, fellas?
Well, your crew chief described you as a driver that has that special thing that makes you a winner. Now it's going to take every bit of it to hold off Kyle Busch in that gnarly field behind you. How do you feel about things? Can you do it?
Yeah, I feel good. I got the good Lord on my side. He's piloted me all the way to the front as it is. So, yeah, I feel pretty dang good about it.
Well, when you can race up front like you have, I started up front, been up front all day long. That truck is doing everything you ask it to do right now?
Yeah, 1,000%. 1,000%. It's just a little, you got to play aero games. Even when you get out front, you have the best truck and you feel like you can drive away. If the guys behind you are close enough to where they can just get some type of suck up on you, it's hard to really get away in these trucks. So that being said, we're going to do our best to get away and just chip away at it.
All the best, bud. We'll be watching.
Yep, thank you guys. Y'all enjoy it.
Isn't it amazing just in the midst of all the chaos how relaxed they seem?
What other sport can you just radio up to like the main pitcher on the mound? Hey, buddy, what strike you going to throw next? Or what pitch you looking at? I mean, that's why I love NASCAR and the willingness and the cooperation of everybody involved.
Yeah, great stuff from Chandler Smith there. Love it.
Yeah, and to me, it's just amazing that they can race toe-to-toe with Kyle like this at such a young age.
19-year-old Chandler Smith. He's out front. Can he stay there? Thanks, guys. Looking forward to the game tonight, but got a little unfinished business yet here in Las Vegas with the Camping World Truck Series and coming to 25 to go under caution, and going to have us quite a shootout, I think, to the finish. And these restarts have been chaos, and it's been fun to watch, but boy, I don't know how it'd feel to be behind the wheel in the midst of it.
We're going to throw another log on the fire. We're going to get these boys lined up and see who survives. I think it could be much of a game of survival as anything. I like where Chandler Smith is sitting, but man, where will Kyle Busch go on this restart? Will the teammates work together? I expect so.
It's a big night. You know, you look at this top 10, big night for Derek Kraus running 5th. Tanner Gray running 7th. Matt DiBenedetto up inside the top 10. I mean, really good nights for some of these guys.
Certainly, and Matt Crafton is in 11th, and he's in a truck that was in that earlier crash, so he's done a nice job of rebounding. Team did a good job of patching up that Menards Toyota.
Yeah, even Zane Smith, after the last penalty, he's back up to P12.
And Tanner Gray fell back and has fought his way toward the front, so still a lot of really fast trucks. There you see Priest. Still a lot of fast trucks that are outside the top 5 that certainly have the ability to get there.
Ben Rhodes out of the care centers with Regan.
Well, Vince, it was a great start to the night for
felt pretty in control at that point. So I don't exactly know what happened. I guess that's for a Monday morning meeting. Just overall super, super proud of my ThorSport team. This was one of the best handling Tundras I've had in a long time. And Rich and all the boys back the truck we were planning to take to Atlanta if we got out of here unscathed. And we did everything we needed to do. We just wanted a top 10 finish tonight. And yeah, just really unfortunate. I hate it for them. But thank you to Toyota, ThorSport Racing, and EXT Extreme Hair Therapy for being on board today. Yeah, just a big bummer. Don't really have much to say about the accident. Just gonna stay positive.
Thanks, Ben.
Well, and that's hard to do. He was watching that replay, obviously, and you know, you could make the argument that Eckes just, or excuse me, his teammate Majeski just turn down a little bit. But then also, I don't think that's fair because of, like we've talked about, how your truck is loaded up and all the turbulence in the air, and maybe it could have been just a mistake, but it didn't look good, did it?
No, and then like he took the nice high road there and gave the good interview, and he really does want to go back and figure out what happened with his teammate. How can the team learn from this and move forward and make sure that they're doing what they need to do to compete as a group, you know, and tackle right now the KBM top three. I mean, right now those guys are working together seamlessly, and I say that, who knows how this restart will work out for the KBM guys.
What would you say is the percentage for you guys as race car drivers that when you've been wrecked, that it actually ended up being different when you looked at it at the replay later that night or the next morning than what you thought it was when it happened?
Well, as race car drivers, it happens all the time because you don't have the ability of looking at replays at times before you even get to comment on it. But in that situation, you know, that didn't look great on Majeski's part. But I think we have to say, you don't know what was going on inside of that truck off turn 4 with all the air that was being whipped around him and the position that he was in up high on the track.
Yeah, and Ben wanted to try to get up into that outer lane to have the draft on the straightaway, and it just wasn't, both guys looking for the same spot. So, hey, I've always operated off this rule. If I wreck the car, it's my responsibility, and I need to figure out why. Was it spotter, lack of communication? Was it my teammate that I was trying to help out? If I wreck, it's my responsibility to figure it out afterwards.
But I don't think Ben Rhodes is going to figure out he did anything wrong. It just was a matter of...
Well, he needs to learn something from it, that's for sure.
Well, the pace truck is off, and you're looking at
this is going to be awesome.
The 18 of Chandler Smith, and this is his perspective. Smith on the outside, Kyle Busch on the inside.
So we're riding along with Chandler Smith on the inside. We got the outside. We got the split screen. And he just jumped out there and said adios.
I hope he was within the restart zone when he made that big move.
I was inside his truck, was he, Mikey? Was he a little bit too soon?
I was right there with you. It looked...
I don't know. They're digging off of turn 2, and looks like he's going to make a move to the inside.
Wow, how about Eckes powering down inside to the bottom of Kyle Busch for a second.
Made it work.
Yeah, he did.
About 1.5 to 98.
Wow, that broke up that KBM group big time.
And here comes Grant Enfinger around John Hunter Nemechek for the 4th spot.
Enfinger methodically making his way to the front, former winner here, and we made the comment earlier, hadn't talked about Enfinger much tonight, but all of a sudden when it's money time, he is inside the top 5.
Showcasing the strength with the GMS truck and getting that Chevy in the mix with these boys.
Nice move by Kyle. Faded up, entering turn 3, and made the move.
Back into second place is Kyle Busch. Eckes trying to go to the top now with a little help from Enfinger. Now back down to the bottom. Eckes using all the track.
And you want to be able to do that to take away the air off of other guys and then utilize it on the straightaway for the big draft. Here's Zane Smith looking to the inside and powers through for clear, clear, clear. He is working his way back up.
Made it look easy, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Camping World 20 to go in Las Vegas.
All right, Chandler. This is stage to stand on. Bring it down low. I mean, I can't spot and drive for you for 19 more laps on. Well, this is Kyle Busch behind you.
Get your blue switch.
Blue switch is most likely the alternator. Got to get the alternator back on to charge all the systems. And you want the alternator off to utilize all the horsepower.
Wow.
Zane Smith and a power move of his own, getting past Derek Kraus for 7th. Here comes John Hunter Nemechek, taking the spot from Grant Enfinger. That's 4th.
Priest showing up here. Got it to the inside. It's going to be tough to... Oh, wow. John Hunter, huge push off turn 2. Truck got real tight on him.
Ryan Priest squirrely on the bottom, but that push is really helping John Hunter from Grant Enfinger.
Yeah, that was a free save right there. It was like a free pass.
By the way, if you're a big fan of Carson Hocevar, he was posted for changing lanes on that restart before the start line, before the start-finish line. So he's going to lose positions, and if you're wondering why, that's the situation as Kraus back around Zane Smith now.
That was crazy. Did you see all the momentum he had down low?
Oh, and then back into the 19 of Kraus.
These boys are throwing it all out on the table right now. Trying not to roll 7s. Whew.
Last break, but you won't miss a thing. Going to keep it side by side. 17 to go in Vegas. You saw it in the side-by-side under caution because of the 44 of Chris Wright, and that's going to bring us to a restart with under 15 to go. There's Wright. No real worse for the wear, but
boy, it was
he'll come
close,
down
though,
pit
Vince.
road. It was indeed close.
Watch this after he spins. He shoots down low on the track.
I don't want to watch.
I don't either, because this was
close.
Nearly. Oh. I don't think it's over yet.
He comes back down the track, and I
think it's this
right here.
Yeah, that one. Glad everybody's through there clean, though.
That's when you really, that tire smoke up in the air, you really rely on your spotter to send you in the right direction.
Watch it again as he comes back down the track. Right here.
At some point, you probably ought to just lock it down, right?
Okay.
I guess you don't ever quit driving, but if you're stopped, it's easier to miss you than if you're a moving target.
I'd agree with that. Well.
Here we are, fellas, and Chandler Smith is probably the one that he didn't want that caution, did he?
No.
Let me know how we're going to get this off. Air off. You're going to have to suck up to the pace car. Make sure your fan is off when you get there. Danny saw it blow off. Yeah, it looks gone from up here.
So he had a tear off from some other vehicle that had gotten on his front grille and was causing it to overheat. Is that what you're hearing?
Yes, a tear off on his grill, but he did a nice job of sucking up to the pace car. It came up. But Kurt, when I was a driver, 300 would be blown up. How hot can these engines get and still run?
I mean, you're not supposed to be at the 300 number, that's for sure. So I'm glad the Ilmore engines can handle that temp. And yes, like 280 used to be the hot number. But here's what he's doing under caution. He's tucked up behind the pace truck, and that creates that dead air space. And there it is. There it goes. I mean, I didn't have my telestrator ready, but
Do it anyway.
It's right there. That flew out. That was tucked up on his grill, and then this dead air behind the truck.
Show him some of the other buttons you've
No. We're going to keep it clean there. I wasn't ready.
Becoming an expert on them.
Great job to get that cleaned off. All right, now he's.
Keep the debris up against the wall down the back stretch.
Yeah, watch out for that too.
So you know, definitely. Oh, never mind. That's a line. Never mind.
So now we've got some decisions to make in regards to choosing your lane, and here they come to choose. Where do you want to be?
I want to
Chandler Smith.
I want to choose the outside, and then I'm gonna really pull for my teammate to pick the outside, John Hunter, and give me that big push. It looked like Kyle didn't get a very good restart last time when he started on the front row. Whether he was surprised when Chandler launched or not, there's an area on the racetrack where you cannot leave prior to getting into that area. So it's definitely a very effective restart for Chandler Smith last time out.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to get Kyle Busch sleeping on a restart. So whether he went a fuzz early or just made it all work.
And any chance Kyle would also take the top?
Yes.
Yes, I guess he did.
That's interesting.
How about that? All three of the Kyle Busch Motorsports trucks took the top lane.
I mean, that's where you have all your data, you have all your numbers. You know, TRD has all these different spreadsheets, and they tell you certain things. But this gets down to that feel moment of where you think your truck's the best, or where you've got the best opportunity to pass others, or they've seen where Eckes might have a weak spot.
And I know somebody that was really happy with that KBM decision, Ryan Preece. He's going to be on row 2, third position. That's a very effective starting spot. He gets the right run. He could turn to the inside and be 3 wide for the lead going into 1.
And from what I've seen today with Preece on the restarts, he has been jumping to the low lane, and sometimes he's been down there by himself and making it work.
So Kyle was running second. He'll restart third. Nemechek was fourth. He'll restart sixth. So that tells you how much they believe the outside lane is worth.
And I think they believe in the teammates as much as they do the outside lane, getting this big push on this restart.
It's kind of like all your eggs are one basket. We hope it works, right? It's going to be big. This is where you always tighten up the belts for sure.
There will be 11 to go when they cross the line on this restart. And these restarts, especially off turn 2, have just been chaotic, 5 and 6 wide at times. So we'll see if they can keep it clean. Back green at Vegas.
Very uniform start for the first 3 runs. Kyle goes to the outside on Eckes.
Oh, he puts Chandler Smith in the middle.
Sorry, Chandler Smith. And that just slows up everybody up there. This is a wide open field right here.
Eckes out front. Ryan Preece moves into the second spot. Here comes Kyle on the outside.
He made the move, and now is somewhat paying the price, but his teammates, the other KBM trucks, have fallen off.
10 laps to go. Kyle Busch in second behind Christian Eckes, a former KBM driver. Drove full time for KBM in 2020.
And look at Ryan Preece right there heating up Busch.
This will be big here. Different lanes, different positions. Everybody's jockeying back there, getting all that they can. And the front few have broken away, but this will be interesting. This has got cat and mouse game, and can Eckes hold off one of the toughest in this series? The legend of the truck series, Kyle Busch.
Ryan Preece is third in that blue and white truck. Right behind him, Zane Smith in fourth, and then Chandler Smith, who restarted with the lead, is in fifth.
Eckes gave him the bottom side for free. Now he's got the side. Oh, he's into him.
Oh, Kyle got into Eckes.
Turned him.
And the caution is out.
Hold the brake, 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 hold the brake.
All right,
Wow.
There was some lane changing, there was some blocking, and there was some unusual situations that developed to create that. Wow.
That is a huge hit for Eckes, and look at the damage. Heartbreaker as Christian Eckes fighting for the lead with Kyle Busch.
I told you, you're kind of messing with the biggest bull out there, but I'm interested in some of these replays. I mean, I'm not going to defend Kyle if I see something dirty, but maybe it was something that Eckes was throwing at him that Kyle didn't quite like.
Well, I want to tell you, Kurt, I've always said this. When you block someone, the person you're blocking has 2 options. They can accept the block and let off, or they can hit you. And when you throw that block, you have to take responsibility for what might happen. You generally don't see lead blocks take out a guy. It's usually back in the field, but we'll have to, like you said, look at the replays. But as a driver, you know that when you block a guy, he could hit you. That's what a block is. It's getting in his lane.
Yep, so this is going to be fun. Let's dissect
here are
these
the
replays.
replays. Let's take a look at it. There's Eckes in the 98 and Kyle, of course, in the 51.
So this is front straightaway. We're driving down into one, and Eckes gives him the bottom. I mean, that is just flat out here. Take the bottom, and now I'm going to side draft you if you do get to my inside.
Look how close he was to clear, but he just couldn't quite do it.
Yep.
And then he starts to block.
He starts changing a lane way too soon. And Kyle's like, wait a minute, I'm here in the middle lane. So here's a better view off of 2. That's a lane change in my mind. Wow.
A block.
Yeah.
And Kyle, I don't think
Kyle was there.
I don't think he had time to react.
He was there. So he's doing all he can here to try to close the door on Kyle, and Kyle is there. Whew, it happens that quick.
In the blink of an eye,
I mean,
it
all
is.
race. Yeah. All race long, he's executed to put himself in that position.
On board with Chandler Smith.
Chandler did a nice job recovering after getting put 3 wide on that restart to remain in the top 5 and still think he's got a chance at winning this race.
And I would think he does still have a chance to win this race. And Zane Smith, even with that damage to the right front, has still managed to stay up there within striking distance.
Yeah.
And there he is in that 38 truck.
He's been the hero on gaining spots.
The winner at Daytona in the season opener, trying to go back-to-back just as Ben Rhodes did a year ago, winning the first 2 races of the season.
What about our man Ryan Preece? He's been the most aggressive, I think, on the restarts, if that's fair to say, after we see how aggressive all these guys are, but he's really made it work.
I like Preece. He's been like sneaky calculated at the same time. I mean, that's where if you've run in the Cup Series as much as he has, you're going to have that experience to know what to do in these situations. I like everything about what he's done to manage his race today.
Well, and Preece, of course, won the first career start in the Truck Series last year at Nashville. First time he'd ever run a truck race. He won and then came back at Pocono and finished inside the top 10. So pretty good record so far through his first couple of races. Of course, has a lot of experience in the other series in NASCAR, but he has really gotten the job done behind the wheel of the truck.
We're going to rack them up and go for a little sprint to the finish, and we'll see if we only have 1 try at it. History says it might take us a couple more than that.
I told you we weren't going to have many green flag laps a while back, but amazing set of circumstances unfolding on each of the situations. And again, like you said, Mike, it's a re-rack. You never know where your position's going to end up, but ultimately you want to make all the right decisions to be in the right drafting lane on the outside. You want to have clean air on your nose running through the banking. This is any man's race right now. I haven't seen Kyle in one of these situations before where it's like his truck isn't to the perfection that he wants it, and he's definitely got his elbows out trying to outsmart these kids.
A very similar situation though to what he was in last spring here when he had that late race restart with John Hunter Nemechek, right? I mean, and Nemechek was able to hold him off at the finish. Before we get this restart in, let's check in with Regan.
Well, Vince, it's been methodical all night long for Crew Chief Chad Johnson and Ryan Preece. You got your driver up front. Does he have what it takes now at the end?
Well, you don't know. Kyle's really good at these places, so, we're going to have to do a good job here. It looks like we're going to lose some spots because the engine died and we couldn't maintain pace, so we'll just have to see how it all plays out.
Thanks, Chad.
Wow.
And
development on the track, Vince.
Ryan Preece has just been posted, did not maintain speed and has to go back behind the 4 truck of John Hunter Nemechek.
Yeah, they came down with the boom on that. A lot of times drivers are trying to shut the truck off under yellow to save fuel or to cool the engine, and he might have had a little bit of trouble refiring it, lost his momentum and lost ultimately track position. Now,
yeah, if you fall back 5-6 truck lengths, they start to look at it pretty seriously, that you have to maintain pace car speed.
Sure do.
Hey, if you're looking for the Utah State San Jose State game, college basketball currently airing on the Fox Sports app, and we'll have that for you here on FS1 as soon as we are done in Las Vegas. Final game of the regular season for those two out of the Mountain West Conference. And we'll have Utah State and San Jose State here on FS1 as soon as we are finished tonight. But you can find that on the Fox Sports app right now as we get ready for this restart. Be inside of 5 to go. And coming to choose. What do you do here, guys?
Well, shoot, I think there's been a lot of communication between Chandler Smith and Kyle Busch. I'm assuming Kyle will go high and Chandler will follow, but we'll see what
and then there's
Zane
John
Smith
Hunter.
does.
There's
and
John
John
Hunter.
Hunter. They could all three go top.
Well, let's just watch and enjoy right here.
Let's see if Zane decides to mess up this party.
Ding,
Nope.
ding, ding. 3 KBM trucks up top.
And here comes Ryan Priest right up to the third starting position.
He likes that little spot, doesn't he?
He's going to be very aggressive to give the push.
How about some radio from the 17 of Priest?
Died. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. There's something electrical going on here.
Is it running now? I still want you behind the 4 right now.
Stupid.
So you hear Ryan Priest, we told you he had to be posted behind the 4 because he wasn't keeping up with the pace. He's saying the truck died. He wasn't, maybe there was some sort of an electrical gremlin there.
Yeah, and that's a big concern as we get ready to rock them up for this little 3-lap race to the checkered. Does it perform well over the next 3 laps? And can he give the type of push to Zane Smith in that 38 that he did earlier?
Would you, if you're Zane Smith, would you have taken the high side to just break up that KBM train on the high line?
If he did, that would have put 2 of them together on the low line. So I think he just thought he had the best chance of getting the lead by being low on the front row.
You two guys, here's the whole story. This is what's going to, Zane Smith has that damage on the right front. Will Priest stay with him? And then Kyle burned his own driver, Smith, earlier and went around. So will Smith repay Kyle right now and just go to his outside as they enter turn 1? Watch row 2.
Pace truck is off. Zane Smith on the bottom. Kyle Busch, the leader, on the outside with his teammates 2 deep behind him. The green flag, 3 laps left in Las Vegas. Smith getting a nice push from Ryan Priest. Coming 3 wide. Chandler Smith on the outside puts the boss in the middle. Can he hold him down? 3 wide. Chandler Smith, Kyle Busch in the middle. Oh, and Derek Kraus almost lost it but gathered it up. Zane Smith is in the lead.
Priest lost the nose. This is going to put those 2 trucks back side by side.
Zane Smith, 2 laps left. Can he hold off the KBM machines?
I mean, they're locked side by side. This is only going to allow Zane more comfort to stay up there. But here comes the draft. We'll see if these guys can get lined up.
2nd, 3rd, and 4th are KBM trucks.
Oh!
And Kraus again, contact.
Is he going to save it?
The green is still out.
He saved it. Stay green.
Chandler Smith on the outside, threatening Zane Smith. Here they come to the line for the white flag, side by side. Chandler Smith with the lead. Zane Smith fighting back.
And is Kyle going to stick with him?
Get up there.
Kyle Busch on the outside, taking a look up top.
Oh, and the crossover.
Inside.
Chandler Smith back to the bottom. Chandler Smith for the lead.
Still out there.
I mean, he's clear for now.
Final lap in Las Vegas, coming through turn 4. Chandler Smith out front, looking for his 3rd career win, and he has done it. Chandler Smith in Las Vegas.
Wow, absolutely, Chandler Smith. Celebrate this. I mean, I want to applaud for you right now as well. You beat some of the best out there tonight. Wow, great job.
What about his crew chief saying he's got that special something, that it? We heard that earlier in the broadcast, and we talked to him as cool as a cucumber.
You're incredible. Hell of a freaking job.
That's right. Oh, wow, I didn't know that Nemechek ended up with that much damage. But the way that he took control of that restart, I told you, outside of turn 1 on the team owner, on a guy that pulled a move on him on the restart before.
He didn't hesitate either. He got there, he saw the opportunity to go 3 wide around the outside and put that truck right there.
And then I'm telling you, the damage that Zane Smith had on the nose, he wasn't able to break away like a typical leader. There was a lot of drag that the right front of that truck was slowing him down with. And
there's your winner.
That's what was enabled the KBM trucks to line back up.
The 19-year-old from a small town in Georgia has 3 wins in just 40 starts.
Take care of it for me, bro. Take care of it. That motor's good. All right, listen to me.
That's the toughest. Oh my, that's the toughest combo there.
Yeah, they want him to take care of the motor. He says, "I want to burn this thing down."
He's probably
I'm a winner.
5 or 6 grand.
Check the gauges, buddy. Check the gauges. Don't over rev it. Keep the temps down.
I hear tires.
Yep.
That'll usually end a good burnout.
Hey, we talked about the youth movement at the beginning of the show tonight. That's the 9th race in a row won by a driver 23 years or younger.
Is that incredible?
How about it?
Kyle Busch in the field. I want to tell you, we made a statement a year ago about John Hunter. He did the same thing that Chandler Smith did today. He put away Kyle Busch, and he went on to race for a championship. I think we're going to be saying the same thing about Chandler Smith.
I agree with you. You got a Chandler Smith, you've got a Zane Smith who have won thus far. You know, Kyle was looking to make a move on that last lap through 1 and 2, and it lost the nose. He had to back off and settle. And there's things that he'll learn from tonight that will help all of their program move forward.
Chandler Smith, 19 years old. Holds off the field to win in Las Vegas, and his crew chief, Danny Stockman, said, "We only get 20 minutes of practice, but when you've had as little experience as Chandler Smith, 20 minutes really means something." They had a good practice today, obviously learned something about their race truck and put it to use tonight. And the kid who Stockman says has a mental approach much beyond his youthful years, got it done tonight.
And if I'm the truck owner, Kyle Busch, I'm proud of that young man for taking that chance and making that move.
Josh Sims with the winner.
Chandler Smith, what a finish here at Vegas. Bring me through that final restart and let me know how you got this win done here tonight.
All up there. I said it when you guys tuned in to me halfway through the race. How'd you get up there? It's the good Lord, man. He performs miracles all day. He's given me this talent and this opportunity to drive this truck for Kyle Busch Motorsports, for Safe Light, and charge me, and I'm just beyond thankful for this whole opportunity. So all the glory goes to him, all my guys, my wife, everybody that's a part of this deal that deals with me honestly every single day. So I'm just super thankful right now.
And can you talk about your team? I mean, they're saying you're a guy that has that it factor. Are you starting to realize that and feel that, especially with what you did here tonight?
Man, I'm just another guy that's trying to race cars for a living. I'll do whatever the good Lord lets me do.
Congratulations.
Well, Zane finishes second to Chandler Smith there. A heck of a battle at the end of this thing. Some damage for your truck early on in the event. Was that the difference of you being able to hold him off?
I don't know. Regardless, I had a lot of fun right there. That was some hard, good racing. What we were talking about, I can't even believe I'm up here with all that damage. So just wait till this thing's clean. But man, just such a fast truck. Thank you, Front Row Motorsports, obviously MRC Construction. So many people that are putting a hand on this truck, and it's so cool to see it pay off. So close to back, but we've got a lot more to go get this year.
Nice jobs. Thanks, Zane.
What a tremendous restart for Chandler Smith, and put himself in position to get that lead away from Zane Smith and finish the job here tonight. And Mike, you said you thought it was John Hunter's biggest win of his career last year when he beat Kyle Busch. And I think even though it's just the third win for Chandler Smith, and he's undoubtedly got many more to come, I think this is one he'll never forget for that very same reason.
No doubt, and he executed. He came from behind. He had to overcome not being right up front, and he did just that against the best ever in the trucks.
And the way that he handled our radio conversation when we radioed him up, like, this dude has got ice in his veins. Like, his heart rate was around 65. And he's like, I got this under control.
Regan with Kyle.
Well, third place, but you do have your truck on the front straightaway with the victory. Got to be a good night overall for Kyle Busch Motorsports.
It was. I mean, the 18 was definitely the best truck tonight, so they did a great job being able to execute there. And, you know, we split them on that second to last restart, and then there on that last restart, he split us. Kind of a little payback, I guess. But then I was worried that the 38 was going to win, and, you know, overall he was able to get a good run and get clear down the backstretch here. So really, really proud of those guys. Danny and Chandler both just executed very well tonight. So cool to see Safe Flight in victory lane with them. And our JBL Tundra was just not quite as good as theirs. They could change lanes in the turns and do a lot of cool stuff. I couldn't do that, but overall, really good night, first and third. Sucks John Hunter got wrecked, and you know, but we'll fire back at him here next time.
Thanks, Kyle.
Kyle mentioned the John Hunter Nemechek getting wrecked there at the finish, and let's watch it. It starts back on the backstretch, and keep an eye on that 4 truck right there in the middle.
Yeah, and the 19 as well. These trucks were racing for the win. Derek Kraus down on the bottom lane in that Napa Auto Care truck.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this is when he comes zooming in there super late, and there's the left rear rub. He does save his truck, but that left rear most likely got cut at that point.
Grant Enfinger into the outside wall from some of the contact.
Oh, man.
The lap later, that thing lights up.
Man, he didn't deserve that for that to have happened.
Yeah, they were all running right around that top 5 position, still with a shot. And some significant contact there for Grant Enfinger, but Nemechek took a lot of damage there as well. And watch this.
Yeah, left rear is probably down.
Jordan Anderson hard into Nemechek. And it was big contact for both Jordan in that 3 truck and John Hunter in the 4.
And a lot going on those last 3 laps, wasn't there?
It's a bar fight out there. It's that danger zone. I told you, like 5th through 10th. It's mean and gnarly, and everybody's ripping and gouging, trying to find those positions.
So many heavyweight championship bouts through the years have been held in Las Vegas, and had a bit of a slugfest tonight as well. But in the end, it's a Kyle Busch Motorsports truck that gets it done, but it wasn't the all-time wins leader, Kyle Busch. It was his young driver, Chandler Smith, who took it to victory lane tonight in that 18 machine.
Great run by Stuart Friesen, getting up in the top 5. Had a good, solid effort. And Matt DiBenedetto right behind Tanner Gray in 6th and 7th.
Yeah, how about Tanner Gray with that 6th place run? So he's been 4th and 6th in his 2 races this season. So congratulations. You look at the menu tomorrow here on FS1 with cut practice and qualifying beginning at 2 o'clock Eastern. Our next truck race will be the March 19th from Atlanta. Look forward to that. It's an afternoon event. Hope you'll tune in for that. For Josh Sims and Regan Smith down on pit road, Michael Waltrip, Kurt Busch, I'm Vince Welch. Thanks for being with us tonight. Coming up next here on FS1, college basketball, Utah State and San Jose State. Congratulations, Chandler Smith, the winner in Las Vegas.
This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any